All right, good afternoon, and thank you, Hope, for inviting me to the fourth Thursday to talk to the volunteers about events. As Hope mentioned, yes, I do coordinate and I work with a lot of people within Extension dealing with 4-H events, and I think that that is one of the most exciting parts about my job is that I get to work with volunteers like you, agents, 4-Hers and donors, and everyone who has a part in our 4-H program. So again, thank you so much for having me on tonight. So I do have a PowerPoint that I do want to share, and I will get that going. But I don't want to share it from, hold on. I don't want to share it from my second screen. All right. Can everyone see my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. So first of all, I just want to say happy Volunteer Appreciation Week. We know that in 4-H that our 4-H program, you guys are the backbone of 4-H, that we couldn't do our jobs without dedicated volunteers like yourself working with our county agents and with the 4-Hers that are in our counties. And we know that particularly since we have been in COVID, that it has been difficult doing activities in person with our 4-Hers and working in the county. So we appreciate you guys just standing steadfast with us as we navigate through COVID. And we just want to say thank you this week and throughout the year for all of the hard work that you do with 4-H. So I just want to talk about tonight a couple of topics. Conversation topics. Hope asked me to talk about events, and I was like, Hope, I said, there's a lot of events. What all do you want me to cover? But as I looked at the list of events and things that I thought that would be useful for tonight, I came up with a few topics that I do want to share. Those are dealing with 4-H-A-Rama, National 4-H Congress and Conference, 4-H Day at the Capitol, and other events and contest opportunities, because I know that a lot of times that, we send out a lot of emails, we're working with the county agents, we're popping things on social media, and sometimes things can just get left, through the cracks when it comes down to events and contests. So these are some things that I do want to highlight, so that if you are talking to your county agent and with your 4-Hers or see things that pop up on our social media, then you'll be like, oh yeah, I did hear someone talk about those activities and contests. And another thing is that, we want to get as many 4-Hers and volunteers involved in all of our contests and events as possible. Because like I said before, without you all, we would not be able to do contests. Another thing that I do like to emphasize when I'm talking to agents and when I'm talking to volunteers is that, yes, we do have a long laundry list of events and contests. We all know that our 4-H projects are the backbone of all of our contests and events. And these are just, the contests and events are just a highlight of our kids working in our project areas, whether it's with public speaking, with civic engagement, with ATV safety, whatever that they have an interest in, that we pretty much have a contest or an event that that the 4-Hers can participate. So the 4-H projects is it just goes hand in hand in what we do with events and contests. So the first thing that I want to talk about is what I get called this a whole lot. I'm called the Rama Mama because I do coordinate the district and state of Rama events. As you can see on the screen tonight, our theme for this year's contest is 4-H Got Talent. And we know that we deal with a lot of talented 4-Hers in our county program. So I just wanted to kind of highlight some of the things that I think that that is important just to reiterate about 4-H Arama. We have district and state events. Usually our district events are held like the third week of June, and then we go to Fayetteville the fourth week of July. Also, because we are still dealing with COVID, we have decided that this year, both district and state events will be a hybrid event. So we're gonna have some contests that are gonna be virtual, and then we're gonna be able to have some contests that we're gonna hold at the 4-H Center for those contests that can't be held in a virtual capacity. And some of those contests include like bicycle, bait casting, and some of those application contests that can't be done, with recording or with Zoom. We're very fortunate with 4-H Arama that we offer over 30 contests for our 4-Hers to participate in. That's on the district and on the state level. So whatever that they have an interest in, public speaking, fashion review, Parley Pro procedure, that there is a fit for our kids to participate at Arama. Also, another thing that I really enjoy about one of the benefits of our 4-Hers and, volunteers, coming to district and state of Arama is with the college exposure. When I first started 20 years ago, that pretty much for district Arama, we were at a college campus for each district. We were either at Henderson, we was at ASU, of course at U of A, at UAPB. And one of the reasons why we try to get on college campuses or at a community college is because we know that if we expose our youth to a college experience, that if they choose to attend college or a community college, then it's not new to them, that they can embrace being on a college campus and they can say, oh yeah, I can remember when I was in 4-H that I did come to U of A, or I did go to UAPB or EACC in Forest City. So college exposure is a principle of why we hold our events at colleges, so our kids can be exposed to a college situation. We also take pride in holding workshops and tours. This is just another way at State Arama that we're exposing our 4-Hers to different project areas. We have folks from outside of Extension to come in and do workshops when we're on campus. I work with a lot of different departments so that our 4-Hers can experience what goes on in engineering, or if they want to go to the Ag Center or with health sciences, that we set up tours and we talk to the recruiters that are in those departments so that they can give our 4-Hers an overview about what to expect if they choose a degree area from their department. And also too, what would 4-H be without recognition of achievement? We do this both at the district and state level when we recognize our record book winners, our scholarship winners, our beekeeping on down to our ambassadors and teen stars. So basically, we have a component of recognition so that they can be recognized in front of their peers. And of course, we have to have the socialization with 4-Hers. And when you come to especially State Arama, if we do not have a dance or go to the Jones Center, then I'm going to get a lot of bad comments on my evaluation from our 4-Hers because they love the socialization aspect of State Arama. And finally, just another point that deals with State Arama is that when our kids win in certain categories, they do have the opportunity to go on to a national contest called National Western Roundup, which is held in Denver, Colorado. So, there's a lot of opportunities that we try to infuse into District Arama, not just so much with the competitive or the contest part, which is very important, but we try to make it a holistic type of event so that everyone can get information when they attend. So that's pretty much the basis of 4-H Arama. Also too, I know that you all probably work with 4-Hers in your county, or you're working with your county extension agent. In a way to get prepared for district and state arama, I've put together what I call the 4-H arama guide. This is the booklet that tells you everything from the dates. We talk about what to expect, our guidelines. We even give snippets of what each competition entails. So, you know, when you're working with your 4-Hers and all of that, take a look at this. It's on our website, and it gives you all of the information that you would need to help prepare your 4-Hers for the event. And anytime, if I'm talking too fast, or if there's a question in the chat, Hope, go ahead and stop me, and I'll go ahead and answer the questions, okay?
Absolutely. So far, you're golden.
All right, good deal, because I tend to start talking a little fast, and it's the end of the day. So I do want to just move on from arama to another event that I'm quite sure a lot of you all is aware of. This event is called National 4-H Congress. We know that the 4-Hers that participate in this event are our state record book winners. We are so excited every year to take a busload of 4-Hers to Atlanta to participate in this national conference. One of the benefits, or several benefits, of this conference is that, of course, our kids get to bond with folks from all across our state on the bus ride to Atlanta. But there are a lot of leadership opportunities for our 4-Hers who attend this conference. Our kids have the opportunity, if they choose to, they can apply to be on the design team, which help plans the conference. They can also be a national Congress entertainer. We have a youth delegate advisor, you know, they can apply for that as well. And we have been very fortunate in the state of Arkansas that we have had 4-Hers to participate in all of those national leadership opportunities that is held during National Congress. Another good, I guess, component of this event is that, you know, they have awesome speakers. The kids are experiencing different workshops like yoga, cooking with chefs of the hotel, and they also get to do tours and a huge community service project where our kids go out into the community in Atlanta to different schools, to the food bank, and they give back while they're in Atlanta on Thanksgiving weekend. We are so excited that we can continue to offer this to all of our 4-H record book winners. Usually we have a max of about 42. And because we have, generous donors that donate to this trip, that we're able to offer this as a reward trip for all of their hard work with their record book. So you can see that we do have a pretty slick looking group right here. This is our picture from 2019 for National Congress. So that is another leadership, I guess, conference event, you know, that our kids can take part in. Another national component is National 4-H Conference. We just got finished with the virtual conference that happened about a week and a half ago. I was a part of that delegation for this year. We had 3 delegates from our state to attend the virtual conference, which was a little bit different because virtual conference and getting everything lined up, but our kids did an awesome job at this conference. It's called the Secretary's Conference because we always have the Secretary of Agriculture to come and speak to our 4-Hers. And the main part of this is civic engagement. All of our delegates that attend, they are in working groups. And when they're in their working groups, they are preparing for a debriefing meeting that they have at federal agencies. And that's why I always tell, you know, folks, when I'm talking about National 4-H Conference, is that it's not just that they're going to DC having a good time, which they do have very good activities that expose them to DC, you know, doing the tours, you know, and that sort of thing. But our kids that attend this conference, they go to work to make a difference. They do a debriefing at a federal agency. I was fortunate enough to be on the one that dealt with competitive grants for underserved audiences, which our youth they gave a presentation to the National Park Service. And they researched all of the information, gave a very informative talk to the entities. They had 3 or 4 people within that agency to listen to our 4-Hers, and they did a magnificent job talking about the underserved grants for the underserved audiences in this area. And they pointed out different things that they thought that would be helpful to help them reach out to the underserved audiences. So, you know, that is a huge component of national 4-H conferences, giving back, having that youth voice. They also have the opportunity to reach out to our congressional delegates that are in DC as well. We always visit our senators and our representatives. And one of the aspects that I like about this is that it's not adult driven. When we are doing meetings with our senators and our representatives, the adults are in the background, and our 4-Hers, they take control and they talk about the issues that are important to them as youth and issues that are going to help 4-H. So, you know, that is one that I really enjoy. We have an application process for this, and we usually send that out at the end of the year, and the selections are made around January, and the conference usually takes place the 1st of April. So that is a, you know, an awesome event or conference for 4-Hers that have a niche for wanting to do work in advocacy and civic engagement. And this brings it home to Arkansas. As you can see on the picture, is that this is 4-H Day at the Capitol. I believe on this day, 2.5 years ago, I believe that we had over 500 green shirts at the Capitol here in Little Rock. And this is just another event for our kids to, you know, so 4-H can be recognized, and for our 4-Hers to listen to our legislatures and be advocates for civic engagement, and, you know, and interact with our state representatives. So this is an event that happens every other year, but due to COVID, we were not able to have 4-H Day at the Capitol for this session, but we always look forward to this event, and we always look forward to having as many 4-Hers as we can from every county to represent, so that they can, you know, talk to their representatives and, you know, and the senators, again, talking about the things that are, you know, true to youth as well. So I've talked about the leadership, you know, nationally. You know, this is one that I do not coordinate this, but I just wanted to bring this to your attention about Teen Leader Conference. This is a yearly event that is coordinated by our staff member, Ashley Dingman. It is a conference that is basically planned by our 4-H officer team and ambassadors. Is for kids ages 14 to 19, and it's held at the 4-H Center. And again, you can see that with TLC and 4-H Aroma, we kind of use some of the same thing for each event. 4-H got talent. So this is something that I encourage you, if you're working with 4-Hers that are in that age range, you know, encourage them to look into TLC, talk to their agents, because when they come to the conference, they're in workshops, the ambassador team and officers plan all of these things. It's very educational and it's fun at the same time. Usually during TLC that we recognize our teen stars with a banquet as well. So this is another youth leadership opportunity for senior 4-Hers. So I'm gonna quickly pause right there, because I've talked about a lot of our contests that deal with project work, our contests and events that deal with, you know, civic engagement. And I want to switch gears, because I know that sometimes you may say, okay, well, I don't have any kids that may be interested in going to, you know, conference, you know, maybe they don't want to do, you know, that type of event, but we do have some events that are geared more towards 4-Hers who have artistic sides side as well. So I just wanted to kind of share a little bit about those activities or contests as well. The first one that I want to show, and I think let me go back a slide. The first one that I do want to talk about is our poster art contest. As you can see, submissions are still due right now. So you have up until May 3rd if you have 4-Hers that want to enter the poster art contest. The only thing that they need to do is contact their county extension agent, and they will give them the rules for the contest. And usually the rules are that they have to do some type of poster that deals with the 4-H or RAMA theme or anything that has to do with 4-H. The pictures that are on the screen right now are the winners from the 2020, well, 2 of the winners from the 2020 contest. So you can see that, you know, they're different. It doesn't have to be anything professional. Is if they're artistic and they like to draw and color or use paintings or anything like that, we encourage, encourage them to participate and submit a submission for the poster art contest. And this is something that we do yearly as well. In addition to submitting to the poster art contest, the winners are recognized at District 4-H Arama. And this is open to 4-Hers ages 9 to 19. The second contest that I want to, kind of emphasize is Ross photography, because we do have a lot of 4-Hers that are interested in photography. We have tons of pictures in our state office of past Ross photography winners, and they do an awesome job in the line of photography. So this is, I think the deadline for this has passed, but I just wanted to give you a snapshot, that this is something that is also available for 4-Hers that, that are good with photography, or if they're just starting out with photography, they can enter as well. And it's called the Ross Photography Contest. And we recognize these 4-Hers at District Arama. And these 2 contests are coordinated by staff that is in our communications department, but I work closely with both. And we always send this information out via our social media. We send it out to our agents so that they can have the information regarding these, and they're also on our calendar of events. The next thing is the beekeeping essay. We have our secretary in the office, Lynn, gets excited about beekeeping. This is one of her favorites because she loves writing and reading. And so with the beekeeping contest, the 4-Hers just submit an essay. We send out the information regarding this with the submission, and it's sponsored by the Foundation for the Preservation of Honeybees. And the kids actually get I believe that they get a monetary prize for participating and winning the beekeeping essay. And you can see that this is our 2021 winner, Casey Clark from Faulkner County, and she won the contest this year. So these are just a couple activities that, if they have an interest in writing, or if they like photography or drawing or painting, that they can also be a part of.
Also, just to add, Priscilla, that bee contest actually goes on to the next level, to a national level contest. That essay goes on, and Arkansas won the national last year.
Correct. You're right. Thank you for adding that. And, and we get excited when we have 4-Hers from our state that participate on the national level and they win or place, and it just shows that we're doing some awesome things in our state program, and we have some awesome 4-Hers as well. So the last one that contest that I do want to highlight is the 4-H Giant Pumpkin and Watermelon Contest. And this is for 4-Hers that 4-Hers ages 9 to 19 that has an interest in horticulture or growing pumpkins and watermelons. This contest is held every fall. we do the weigh-in at the state fairgrounds. Last year, because of COVID, we did it at the Little Rock State office. But, you know, we work with the agents, they work with the 4-Hers, they request the seeds for the pumpkin and the watermelon, do all of the growing process in the spring. And as I said, in October, come to the state fair with their pumpkin and watermelon for the weigh-in. And I have been getting really excited over the last few years about this contest is because, and I don't know if you all have remember, it was on our social media, it was in the newspaper that we had a 4-Her from Greene County that had a pumpkin that weighed over, I believe, 500 pounds 2 years ago, that participated in this contest. But one of the things that I like about this contest, since I've been attending these last few years, is that I have seen the growth of 4-Hers that participate, because we have 4-Hers that have been participating in this pumpkin and watermelon contest ever since they were 9. And now that they're senior 4-Hers. So you can see the growth, and you see that they have an interest in horticulture and growing pumpkin and watermelon. So I always like seeing those repeat 4-Hers come back again. But I also like to see new 4-Hers, you know, participate in this contest as well. So this is something, so if you're working with a group of volunteers or 4-Hers and they have an interest in this, this is a really a good project or a contest for them to participate in, you know, as well. So I covered a lot of contests, a lot of conferences that deal with 4-H on the district, state, and national levels. One of the things that I want to end with is that all of our information that I talked to you all about today is on our website, 4-H at uada.edu. You can go to our youth tab under opportunities and get information about everything that I spoke about this evening. But I do want to add is, because I was talking about the general 4-H contests and events, I didn't go into the specifics with livestock or animal science. I see Becky is on here. She has opportunities for 4-Hers as well. But we do have, like I said, a wide array of contests and events and opportunities for all of our 4-Hers to participate in. Anytime that you have a question, you know, feel free. You can always reach out to me at the state office, and you know, if I can help, I'll be more than happy to do so. So
we have our first one.
My screen.
And we have our first question in the chat.
And we can talk. All right, great.
And so they're asking, is this year's District-O-Rama competitive instead of a showcase?
Yes, it is. We're going to have District-O-Rama is going to be competitive for junior and 4-Hers. And let me move my screen back over because I'm looking the opposite direction. Now, there we go. Yes, District-O-Rama will be competitive for junior and senior 4-Hers. We're back on schedule this summer. The only difference is, like I said, it's going to be a hybrid event where we're doing, you know, for the talks and demonstrations, the 4-Hers have the opportunity to record and upload their videos for their contest to be judged by the facilitator, well, not by the facilitator, by the judges. So that is pretty much the only, you know, the only difference. And for those contests that we can't do with the video submission, we'll meet at the 4-H Center on June 18th to have those in-person contests. And I actually had a info session with the county agents yesterday to go over the format about District-O-Rama so that they would be aware of the, you know, of the changes and how we're going to proceed this summer with district.
Feel free to unmute and ask questions. That's what we're here for tonight.
Yes, please do. I'm excited to be on with you all. So are there any questions in general about, any contest that you think that you may have a 4-H'er that may be interested in participating in, or clarification about a contest or an event or a timeline? One of the things that we've been trying to work hard at in the state office is making sure that our 4-H calendar is up to date. It's in real time. So whenever we get a change, we can go in and change or make the revisions, excuse me, and everything is, up to date. Michelle asks, will TLC be live this year? I believe TLC is going to be a somewhat hybrid event as well. Ashley Dingman is going to send out more information regarding the structure of TLC, and that information is forthcoming. There's also a question, will the winners also be recognized for the virtual events? Yes, we're going to recognize for district, we're gonna, recognize those 4-H'ers as well. Last year, we posted things on our social media, sent things out to the agents, and also post the winners on our website. So yes, we will make sure that we recognize all of our participants at district. And Hope, I didn't get that last one that just popped up.
Asking if the June 18th is strictly for Ozark or all districts.
Okay, that is a good question. When I talked to the agents yesterday, that for the 18th, we're going to do a morning session and we're going to do an afternoon session. And for the morning sessions, we're going to have the Delta and the Ouachita district come in. Registration, I believe, is going to start around 8:15 or so. The contest will start at 9, and we're going to go to about 11:30 with the contest. Then we're going to stop and let the facilitators and everyone recharge, and then the Delta district will come in that afternoon. I believe the contest right now, I have it down to start at 1, and we're going to go to about 3:30 or so, or until we finish all of the contests.
And so, what is the plan for the Atlanta trip?
Oh, that is I love these questions. You know what? We just got word actually about a week and a half ago that National 4-H Congress is set to happen. And so with that being said, what we have decided to do on the state level is with the 2020 delegates that they didn't have an opportunity to attend Congress last November, is that we're going to offer the trip to the 2020 delegates, and also we're going to take the 2021 delegates as well. I have communicated with all of the 2020 delegates to see if they are still able to attend in November. And I've gotten responses back, from a lot to say, no, I can't because of college, or no, I can't because of this, or I have a whole list of saying, yes, we're excited about going to National Congress in November. So yes, we're going to accommodate both delegations. And also too, I just want to throw out here, I sent information out to the counties today that the application process for volunteers to attend National Congress has gone out. So if you desire to go on a bus ride and help chaperone and be a group leader and attend National 4-H Congress, please reach out to your county extension agent and apply to go on the trip, because we do take, especially since we're taking 2 delegations, that we will take a number of volunteers. Usually on a regular year, we take 2 volunteers. What I'm going to do is look to see how many total 4-H'ers that we're going to have all together and decide on how many volunteers that we're going to to take in November. So that's an opportunity so you all can see, firsthand what goes on at Congress.
All right, let's back.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, let's back up to the ORAMA. I don't know, I was distracted by a cat climbing my screen, but we had a question about whether we were recognizing ORAMA winners virtually or in person, and then also asking if June 18th is only for certain events.
Yes, we will recognize with the recognition question. All of our 4-Hers that are winners will be recognized virtually for District ORAMA. One, because we're not going to be in a setting where we normally have our assemblies where we do the recognitions and all of that. So all of them will be recognized virtually, probably through our social media, and they will be recognized on our website. We'll have a list of all of our winners that way. With the second part of the question about certain contests on June 18th, yes, that is certain contests. Those contests include bicycle, bait casting, gun safety, BB, entomology collection and talk, because they have to bring their boxes and all of that. So those are fashion review and public speaking. Those are the ones that's going to be held in person on the 18th. And what I am going to do with it, since we just had the info session with the agents yesterday, I'm speaking with you all today. Within the next week or so, all of that information will be given to the agents so that it's in a clean sheet that you can see exactly what's going to happen. Then you can see the schedule for District ORAMA so that you all can make preparations to start, the process of working with your 4-Hers. And I do want to add one thing, since we're talking about ORAMA in general, particularly with District ORAMA, as you're working with your 4-Hers, I mentioned about the resource guide that has a list of all of the contests that we have available at District ORAMA. When you're working with your 4-Hers, please make sure that they have a list of everything that we have to offer at District ORAMA, because a lot of each year, I should say, that I get calls, from agents or county staff saying, okay, Priscilla did a talk on how to make a saddle or something, something or whatever. And then if we don't have a category for that, then I have to, talk to the agency. Okay, what did they talk about? Can we spin the talk to make it go in another category? So just make sure as you're working with them that they see the list of options that are available so that they don't have to rework their speech for District ORAMA. And I'm more than happy to work with the agents, or, to help guide them through the process of how, rearranging or seeing if they can go into another category. But I know sometimes it's always easier, maybe on the front end, if you have that list and make that decision. Okay, well, I'm going to talk about safety and look at some of the examples that the facilitator gave regarding safety. Then you will have a better talk, and it can be in safety instead of how can I make it go into safety. Are there any other questions? Any concerns, anything that I know that you all have attended a lot of, 4-H events and, and things like that. Is there anything that you want to share that you would like to see that you're not seeing, or, that I always welcome, that information as well, because a lot of times, when you've been in a position for a while, I see it, but sometimes I don't see it. So I always like getting feedback, from those who are actually working with, the youth and working with the county staff.
Looks like people are happy that Congress is back and that they appreciate the updates.
All right. Well, good deal. As I said, it has been a pleasure talking with you all tonight. I see a lot of familiar faces that are on screen. And like I said, it's always a joy to be able to talk to our volunteers. Like I said, I just want you all to know that what you do is very much appreciated by me. And I can say this with confidence from everybody on the state staff, because, you are what makes our program. So thank you so much. Hope, thank you for the opportunity to speak to our volunteers tonight. And as I mentioned before, if there's anything that I can help with, feel free to reach out.
And as always, if there's a topic you want to hear about in the future, let us know. I know that we've got a lot of things lined up. Jesse Boxnick, a little later this summer, we'll be talking about shooting sports with you. We've got some talks on leadership opportunities and much, much more. But let us know what you would like to hear, and we will arrange to get speakers for you. And hope to see you all next Tuesday at 6 p.m. for our 4-H virtual conversation. Have a great night.